Hello my fellow heeheemae! Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's a pretty windy day outside, but at least it's sunny. For this video, it will be a versus type of video. I will be vetting two of my plants against each other. Two plants from the same genus. I'm letting you guys know which one I prefer at the moment. These are all plants that I love. They are all plants that I chose myself. This isn't a permanent favorites list, it's just what I've been extra loving at this moment. So let us begin. The first genus will be Peperomia. This is my Peperomia Hope. It was actually in my favorites video of 2021. I still really adore this plant. I enjoy the smooth, round foliage. When they get mature, they get so large and succulent. It's so great. These leaves got bleached by the sun. It's not looking too hot, so I think I need to move it away from that window because it does get a lot of direct sunlight in that window. I didn't realize how much sun that window got, but some of my plants burned in that window, which is so crazy even though it's like slightly pulled back. I'm putting against this plant the string of turtles, or Peperomia prostrata, I believe. It's trailing and everything. That's all new growth. This is also new. So cute. It's adorable how the leaves start out so small and they become so plump and succulent when they're bigger. The younger leaves are darker, and when they get more mature, they become lighter like this. And I really enjoy its mature form, and I hope this trails and just cascades down the pot very soon. Which one do I prefer more? It's gonna have to be the string of turtles. I actually didn't know that I would say this, but just because the Peperomia Hope is getting those sun-bleached leaves, I am preferring to look at this one more. I'm just so proud of it for giving me all this new growth. It's one of my favorite Peperomia at the moment. I still love Peperomia Hope. It's also still one of my favorites, but just at the moment, I am really admiring this one. Next genus will be Philodendron cordatum. This is the Philodendron Brazil. It has dark green edges and yellow and green creamy centers. I just adore this one so much. It's finally trailing. It took quite a while to get to this point, but I think it was just getting established in this huge pot because I potted a bunch of 4-inch pots into this 8-inch pot. We've come a long way. I really love the heart-shaped leaves like that. Honestly, I didn't think I would love this plant as much as I do. It's a really great one to have in your collection, and I'm looking forward to new trailing growth. I'm putting up against the Philodendron Brazil the Heartly Philodendron. I enjoy how simple it is, but it's also this pretty jade green color. The new leaves have this kind of brown edging. Looks almost like a Philodendron micans. It's really cool how some of the leaves get so big. Also heart-shaped and everything. I feel like this one isn't as full as the Brazil because it doesn't get enough sunlight. It's doing a-okay. It's just a really classic looking plant. I don't think it'll ever go out of style. So out of the two Philodendron, I currently prefer Philodendron Brazil. Maybe I am giving this one more sunlight because I am biased. I love how it looks cascading down with all the variegation. It creates depth in the plant. And I just really love how each leaf is unique. No one leaf looks like the other, which is so cool. Like this one just has like a skinny stripe through it. This one has a thick creamy stripe on the right. I'm just really enjoying the growth on this one. I love how it's popping off, getting new growth all the time. There's 2 new growth points right there. And another one here. Just so good. Next genus is Syngonium. So here I have the Syngonium Batik. It has this gorgeous veining. It resembles a Syngonium white butterfly. White butterfly has more white. It's really amazing how much veining there is on this. The arrowhead leaves are pretty cool. This one reminds me of an alocasia stingray, which I am always interested in when I see it online. So far it's been a pretty easygoing plant. It has a new growth point right there. I think it's interesting how the smaller leaves have less veining and they're kind of shorter. And when they get bigger, the leaves get longer. It's a very pointy tip. The tops are also pretty pointy too. Super pretty one, and I'm really enjoying growing this one. The plant that's going up against that Syngonium Batik is this Syngonium Podophylum Albo Vergara. Would you look at that? The marbling is just insane on this. So beautiful. I just love white variegated things. This one has been so resilient for me. It had spider mites, it had some other kind of pest that gave it brown spots, and it's still growing. So there's a growth point right here. I think this one was a new growth point, but it's a developed leaf now, and it's so pretty. You can see the damage from when it got pests. It's recovering now, and I think it's just a really stunning one. You might ask me, Maria, which plant do you currently prefer out of the 2? I prefer the Syngonium Podophylum Albo. The reason for this is we've been on this journey together for a couple months, and this plant reminds me that even through hardships, you can overcome anything if you have the right mindset. It really reminds me to be resilient and keep on growing even though things may get tough. Yeah, this plant has had so many pests, but it just still keeps growing, and I love that about this one. It's just a beautiful plant, and I'm currently really loving this one. Next up, we have the Skindapsis genus. Say hello to my gorgeous Skindapsis pictus Silver Splash. The leaves are just ginormous. This one actually kind of looks like an Argyrius, but these ones have this amazing silvery splashing. Almost the entire leaf is silver. It's just the center is dark green. It's looking so full right now. It was scraggly before, but I cut it back. So the leaves started growing closer and closer together, which I really love. Some of the leaves are almost as big as my hand. I'm not sure if the roots are sticking out because I didn't put the plant deep enough into the pot, or the plant just needs repotting because it has so many roots in the pot. I will inspect it soon and we'll see. There are roots sticking out of the soil. From the back it doesn't look full, but from the front it looks like so lush and beautiful. So this battle is going to be against the Skindapsis Silver Splash versus the Skindapsis pictus Argyrius. This one has smaller leaves and it has little silver speckles throughout. The new growth is just so cute. I love it so much. Takes some time, but the leaves get bigger. I don't know if you can see, but it's looking a little sparse in the pot. From the front, it looks okay. I hope it fills out. I may cut this and put it back into the pot to make it fuller. Overall, it's doing really well. The leaves are getting bigger. It just takes time. When I first started getting into plants, I liked the Argyrius more than the Silver Splash. But which one do I currently prefer? It has to be the Syngondapsis Pictus Silver Splash. It just looks so full, and the new growth is all growing in so close together. I'm just really enjoying how large the foliage gets. Super, super pretty. I highly recommend this one. It's crazy how before I had this plant, I didn't think it was that great, but I watched a lot of YouTube videos on it and people raving about this plant. So I wanted to grow it for myself, and now I can't get enough of it. It's amazing. It just brings so much character and life into my room. Satin pothos! Satin pothos is another name for the Skindapsis genus. Up next, we will be discussing Aglonima. This is my lovely Aglonima Lucky Red. I absolutely love how red some of these leaves can get. Like, it's a full solid red in the center with a green edging. These ones have a more of a splashy red pink look to it. It's very slow growing. All Aglonima are pretty slow growing, but they're pretty easy care. Just no direct sunlight and water when completely dry. How does this plant even get so red? That's what I wonder about plants. How do they get their vibrant colors? So cool. These have this teardrop shaped leaves. They're super pretty. Going against the Aglonima Lucky Red is the Aglonima First Diamond. This one was also in my favorite houseplants video. That white splashing is so gorgeous. It doesn't have blooms anymore. I still really enjoy this one. This is its newest leaf right here. It's a little baby. It's shorter than all the rest of its neighbors. Gorgeous nonetheless. So which one do I like more at the moment? I like the Aglonima First Diamond. Maybe there's something about larger leaves and something about white variegation. It's so stunning, and I've seen the potential in this plant with all the pictures online. I've seen people have full baskets of this, and it's just so amazing, so stunning. I would love to get me one of those one day. But for now, I have this little guy, and it makes me happy to look at it, and that's all I can ask for. Next genus is Hoya. So this is my Hoya Sunrise. You guys have seen this one before. It still hasn't sun stressed for me yet. I might move it to that sunny window in the living room. I think it will finally get that reddish orange sun stressing that I have been dying to see. But right now it's just this green upright looking plant for now, and it's a cute little guy. Going against this plant is going to be Hoya Chelsea. Oh my gosh, look at this leaf, guys. I love how it's heart-shaped, and this is probably newer, and look how big the leaves can get. So awesome. It's currently in a 6-inch pot. I found a dead leaf. I just think this plant looks so classy, so classic and beautiful. And this is one of my OG Hoya, so it always has a place in my heart. So you guys might be able to guess which one I like more. It is the Hoya Chelsea. The reason for that is that my Hoya Sunrise still hasn't sun stressed for me yet. And this one has been growing so big and so beautiful. The leaves are so amazing, and they keep getting larger and larger. I just wish this plant was a little bit more accessible. I think because it is more slow growing, that is why it's harder to find. It's an amazing plant nonetheless. So that is going to be it for this video. Would you have chosen the same plant I did, or would you choose the opposite? Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week. Bye!